Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Facebook Live. It means it's Friday, the end of another week. Hope everyone had a great week and was productive and meaningful and positive. I think it's important to be quite positive during this time, and I hope everyone's staying positive. Seeing some changes in the quarantine regulations. I apologize for my kids screaming in the background. This is the life of COVID-19, I guess. So I hope everyone. It's important to stay positive this time and just keep a positive outlook and try to find some things that are positive that are happening around you, whether your kids are screaming in the background of you trying to do a Facebook Live or not. That's not really what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about today is a warm up, right? But not necessarily a warm up for exercise. I think a lot of us who work out are familiar that it's probably a good idea to do some type of warm up before you do your exercise, so that you reduce the chance of injury or just get the blood flow moving and all that fun stuff and all the familiar benefits of doing a warm up. But a warm up for your other health habits that you might have, right? Maybe it's you have goals around nutrition, or you have goals around meditation, or maybe it is exercise. You're trying to establish an exercise habit. Whatever your other health habits might be, you can think of having a warm up for those things too, right? And these are things that you might do to make it easier to accomplish those health goals, or things you might do to guarantee that you are going to do the things that you want to do around your health goals, right? So some of the common ones you might hear about, like a warm-up, would be if you're trying to establish an exercise routine, making sure that you have your workout clothes laid out the night before. Maybe you even sleep in your workout clothes, so it's one less barrier to getting your workout in the morning. You have your gym bag packed the night before. It's a very common kind of warm-up for making sure that you get to the gym and actually work out. And another very common one around nutrition that we hear a lot of, and I personally am a huge advocate of, is just meal prepping and laying out the meals that you want for the week, and getting some food prepped and ready for the week to make sure that when it comes time to make a meal and you don't really feel up to making this big elaborate meal, that you don't choose to go through the drive-through. You choose to, just take whatever you've prepped out in the fridge and either warm it up or just throw together some stuff. That's much healthier than heading out to McDonald's or whatever it might be, your local fast food joint that's going to make the food for you. So that's another common one. But there's plenty of other things that we can do, right, to make sure that we are successful in our health goals, right? So like for my meditation goal, what I do is I have a favorite spot. I make sure that that spot is clean and clear the night before. That way when I wake up in the morning, all I have to do is go down to that spot and I sit down and I do my meditation. My favorite spot, by the way, happens to be a lazy boy recliner in my living room. It's a nice leather chair that we have there, and I just like to sit in that chair in the morning, recline, close my eyes, and listen to my meditation and do my meditation there. It's really probably the best 10 minutes of my morning. But I make sure that everything's clear. All the kids' stuff is out of the way. There's nothing sitting in the chair. It's just ready for me to go. I also make sure that to eliminate any kind of extra time wasting in the morning, so I can do my other morning routine tasks without being interrupted, is I lay out the kids' food, their breakfast in the morning. They don't generally like to have things that are, I'm not making them, some elaborate breakfast. They like pretty simple stuff. So they have like a Primal Kitchen protein bar in the morning, and pouches. My son really likes the Serenity Kids pouches and stuff like that. So really easy stuff that's not perishable. I get that all laid out in the morning before I go to bed, so I don't have to worry about it in the morning. I also fill up my water bottle, make sure that's filled up, so I don't have to do that in the morning. And that way I just have far less things that I need to worry about in the morning when I want to get other more important things done. And they might seem like little just basic things, but they actually save time and allow me to just focus on the things that I want to do. You can also think about things like laying out a menu for the week. It's another very common one, just doing some meal prepping, menu planning. I generally discuss with my wife before we go food shopping, what kind of meals are we thinking about? Do we want anything special this week? Special as in, do you want anything particular that you might be craving, that we haven't had in a while, that we might need to get at the store, anything out of the ordinary. Just have a quick discussion with your spouse or family members and just everyone get on the same page, and that just makes things a little bit easier as you go through the week, and you're not having to run back out to the store because you didn't realize that your wife wanted to have lamb chops this week and you have no lamb or something like that. Something else that you can do to make just things top of mind and keep things relevant and just front of mind and always visible and your eye on the goal is just write out your goals, right? Some people like to write out their goals every day, maybe in the morning before they go to bed or whatnot. At some point in the day, they might write out their goals. I'd just like to have them visible for myself, so I put them someplace visible. I have a daily planner that I use to plan out my day and week and whatnot, and I have my goals in there. And so I constantly remind myself of what I want to get done, and it just kind of keeps me motivated and accountable to myself as to what I want to get done, whether it's a weekly goal or a daily goal or a long-term goal. Having that there and visible to you just keeps you accountable, so you can eliminate that excuse. And so things that always that come up, you might get sidetracked about something. I think it's very important that if things don't go perfect, right? You didn't get to the gym, or your morning routine didn't go the way you wanted to. You didn't do your meditation. You didn't eat the way you wanted to eat, or whatnot. Is to be kind to yourself too, and not get disappointed and aggravated and frustrated with yourself for not doing what you said you're going to do. I think that just having some empathy for yourself is very important in keeping your eye on the goal that you have. So that, maybe you didn't get to the gym today, or maybe you didn't eat the way you wanted to do, or maybe you did have that piece of cake today. It's not a big deal, right? It's just one day. It might just be one workout. And it might just be a small little bump in the road. It doesn't mean that the next meal, the next day, the next workout, you just can't get back to right where you were. The worst thing you could do is just give up and then be back to where you were and then have to start all over again. So don't look as one little hiccup in your plan as a complete and utter failure. Look at it as something that is just a bump in the road, and you're right back on track soon. Other hacks that are very common, workout things, pre-warm-up things that you can do, they're very common. People hear about eliminating certain foods that are not good for you out of your house. It's easier said than done at times, especially when you have other family members in the house that might not be on board with the way you're eating, and that's okay. I understand that. I completely understand that. Just ask them to be mindful of it, right? Give them an area in the house where they can keep their food, and we're going to keep your food. And people still struggle with the fact that these things might be in the house and they might be tempted by them. I know my husband has a box of chocolate chip cookies over here in the cabinet, and that might be tempting for you. And it's something that we're gonna have to learn to live with, and it might be hard at first, right? It can be very hard with that type of thing because it's there, right? And our brains are very powerful, and we're gonna want that at some point, and it's completely natural. But you can't also go to a restaurant and tell them to take all the chocolate cakes out of the restaurant either. So you have to learn to know that you're going to be around these other foods from time to time, and maybe if they're out of sight, it's a little bit easier. You also have to deal with the fact that you know it's there, and you know when the right time to consume it and when the wrong time to consume it is. Because there might be a time to consume those cookies, and there might be a time where you probably shouldn't consume the cookies. And learning that as part of your health journey and understanding that is also important. Right? Another common hack that I like to give clients too, especially ones that tell me that they can't seem to consume enough water for whatever reason, is carry a water bottle around with you. So I always carry this water bottle. Actually, I just got this water bottle on Wednesday. It's brand new. But yeah, have a water bottle, your favorite water bottle. Always keep it with you. Have it filled up with water, and keep yourself hydrated. And that's just a very easy kind of warm up thing to make sure that you achieve your goal of drinking enough water every day, and maybe avoiding craving other beverages that you shouldn't be having. So yeah, what kind of warm ups do you think you can incorporate into your life to achieve your health goals? It doesn't don't think of warm ups necessarily as an exercise thing. Think of them as things that for any health goal, what can you do beforehand to make sure that that goal is achievable for that day or for that long-term thing. Maybe you have a goal of just reading a book, right? What can you do so you get that 10 minutes of reading in every day, or writing something? Maybe you sit down and make sure that you want to write for 10 minutes every day. What can you do before you actually want to do that makes sure you're a success? You're successful. Maybe you get your computer set up, it's all opened up, you have the document, the Word document or the Google Doc open on your computer, tab all set and ready the night before, and then you get up in the morning, all you have to do is turn on the computer or open up the computer and start typing, right? Less barrier to entry, right? And so those are the types of things that we should think about. I think that having these little warm-ups to achieving whatever goal we're trying to achieve makes it far more likely for us to be successful. So think about the things that you might be able to do to help yourself and to warm up to achieve your own goals. And let me know what you think. What goals do you have? What can you do? Maybe you're struggling trying to find things or warm-ups or hacks to make yourself more successful. Let me know. I'm happy to help. Happy to answer questions. Just shoot me a question in the comments. Direct message me here on Instagram, on Facebook, or shoot me an email. Whenever. I'm always happy to chat. And with that, I'll let everyone go. I hope everyone had a good Friday, or has a good rest of their Friday, and has a good weekend. It's going to be super nice here this weekend, so trying to get some time outside. Also super excited to go pick up some fresh pasture-raised pork from a local farmer tomorrow, so excited to do that. And yeah, I have some fun plans this weekend with the family and being outside and enjoying the weather, and I hope everyone is doing that as well. Be sure to sign up for the newsletter, which goes out every week. I have a good one coming out this weekend. You can register for the newsletter at rjbhealth.coach. And there's a link at the top for newsletter. Just enter your name and email address, and you'll just sign up for that. And if you're looking to start a meditation practice, I have 3 free months to Headspace, which is the meditation practice that I use, meditation app that I use. Really good, especially for beginners, I think. And I have a 3 free month giveaway for that. So if you're interested, let me know. And I'm trying to give that away since I can't use it. I already purchased it. Yeah, that's about it. So hit me up in the comments and reach out. Let me know what you're up to, what your challenges are, what your warm-ups are, and I'll talk to everyone soon.